It's funny, this transition, because Willie Doo selected a Supreme Court story for the first one today.
Yeah, I figured,
Which is keeps things very legal for us. The headline, not exactly comprehensively covering what went down, but essentially, some at the Supreme Court have suggested or at least engaged in some dialogue around whether or not they are the right people to be figuring out how to manage the internet, deciding upon the future of the internet. Now, I can't say that this is all that surprising. I think the reason people like it is because they're like, people in these positions don't normally engage in that type of discussion, that they're the wrong people for the job. Mm-hmm. And others say, well, all types of other things. Basically, what this stems from is a court case that's currently ongoing in Gonzalez versus Google, in which the blame is being laid on YouTube, essentially, for the death of this individual, suggesting that content on YouTube resulted in an ISIS attack because it was incited by videos published to YouTube which weren't taken off of YouTube, and in other words, encouraged people to follow suit with a similar type of behavior, and that YouTube should in some way be held accountable for
third-party content
that
on their platform.
Yes, that content uploaded by a third party to a social media, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, otherwise, that there should be a responsibility on the platform. Obviously, you can imagine the complicated nature of this in any sort of user-generated environment where you're attempting to have access granted to all types of people to upload all types of things, and then at the same time you're trying to govern those types of things quickly.
And also, like, the algorithm too, having control of that. Watching like one ISIS video would push another one and another one.
For example, in this particular court case, the suggestion is that it really isn't, that it really shouldn't be blamed on the algorithm, but instead it should be considered promotion. And that, yes, even your algorithm is your responsibility. Now, Google, for their part, they sort of come in there and say, well, wait a sec, what kind of content would exist if we had to hand select and approve everything that was ever uploaded?
It's impossible.
Well, it would just be a totally different place. It'd be like Netflix or something. It'd be way less content to choose from. And it would probably be more generic, the type of content that would be uploaded as well as a consequence. Section 230 is a very brief law that immunizes websites or services for content generated by its users, assuming a good faith effort is made to moderate illegal content. Good faith effort, obviously open-ended. The crux of the case is that since Google didn't filter out ISIS videos, it was responsible for Gonzalez's death. That's the case that's being made. God, this reminds me of my AirTag situation going on, because it's kind of similar in the sense of, like, to what extent is it Apple's responsibility the way people go and use these things?
Right.
Versus do they via their software make a good faith effort to ensure that those that could be at risk are being made aware that they're at risk? Every other industry, this is a quote, every other industry has to internalize the costs of misconduct. Why is it that the tech industry gets a pass? It's a little bit unclear. On the other hand, we're a court. This is from Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan, these quotes, by the way. On the other hand, we're a court. We really don't know about these things. These are not like the 9 greatest experts on the internet. However, Justice Kagan also noted that she doesn't have to accept the sky is falling stuff in order to accept that there's a lot of uncertainty about going the way internet companies would have us go, in part because of the difficulty of drawing lines in this area. They want to pass the responsibility back onto Congress, although I'm not sure Congress has that much better of a grip, or anyone for that matter, outside the tech companies themselves or the public and the public's opinion on the matter, to actually go in and govern something like this. Because who do you want to be wielding the hammer of acceptable versus unacceptable? In this case, it's pretty obvious. Oh, it's an ISIS video. Okay, that's pretty easy. But there's actually a gray zone there too. There's stuff that doesn't necessarily fall that far on that end of the spectrum. complicated stuff, but I guess this type of language is surprising to people, to hear anyone kind of with a sense of modesty suggest that maybe we should be looking somewhere else for this.
Maybe we need different answers from different people.
Maybe we need some other committee that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, like a tech committee.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tough.